raining. Let's do this. Welcome to another episode of Play It Up Podcast. I've got Johnny today and John and John. So we are sitting in Spacies and it's fucking cool. It's to be, what would you say, barcade?
No, we can't use the word barcade.
Oh, we wouldn't.
That gets you
dare.
sued these days.
Does it?
It does.
Okay.
It's a registered trademark in the United States, and they actively take down people that use the word barcade.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
So we're going to be essentially a licensed cafe-style food.
Okay.
Arcade, pinball.
It's like burgers and stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll just do burgers. Mm-hmm. To start with, we'll do burgers. Turkish sandwiches.
Ooh.
Toying with the idea maybe on the Sundays of doing almost like a bistro, or you can eat breakfast.
Oh, Johnny was saying on the way down here.
Scrambled eggs, bacon.
All you can eat.
Yeah, those, what are they, chipolata sausages, the little sausages.
Yeah, chipolatas, I think. I don't know.
Mushrooms, tomato.
Yeah, grilled tomato, that'd be a win.
All that sort of thing.
Stack it up.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, there's a little coffee shop right near us, and I was there before, and they were flat out.
Oh, yeah?
So
you need to help them out by offering an alternative.
Yeah, but whether we do, I don't think we'll go the full barista coffee.
Right.
I'd like to, but it is a lot of trouble.
Yeah, with a machine, someone who knows what they're doing.
You need someone trained on it, and it does take time to make it as well. So, you do make big money with them.
Yeah.
You know, people are paying, I don't know what you pay, I don't drink coffee.
$4 or $5.
Yeah.
And that's sort
for
of
a coffee, and I think the cost price on that's about 50 cents. So there's a huge margin. Well, that's not including your wages and.
Yeah.
But there is a big margin in it. So.
Maybe like, because I worked at a sports centre and they had this just pod coffee, and it was decent coffee, and it was super easy. Anyone could do it.
And Pincadia did pod coffee as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to use it properly, and Johnny didn't either.
Right.
Made it difficult.
Two non-coffee drinkers.
But we had one of the reps come in, and she made the nicest iced coffee I'd ever had, and that was just a pod machine. It wasn't a $5,000 barista machine.
Yeah.
So we will be doing coffee in some form.
Okay.
But you know the coffee market is so big as well. You're fighting against every second business.
Oh yeah.
To sell a cup of coffee.
For sure. What you're offering that other people don't offer in this area is the games and the pinball and like every other thing that you're probably going to have, like consoles, classic consoles.
Yeah, we're going to do classic consoles.
Awesome.
I don't know exactly which ones at the moment. We've probably got about 8 CRTs.
That just makes me happy.
34 centimetres, so
nice.
We've got plenty of televisions.
Nice. Yeah, well, if you ever need more, I think Johnny's got about 10 in his house still.
Yeah.
And that's not even for a business. It's just because he can't stop collecting them.
Well, if they're free or...
Oh, why not? Why not while they're available?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's going to be a point where you just don't see them anymore.
No.
And it's going to be sad. It's already getting there. Like, it's harder and harder to find a CRT just sitting outside. Especially not rained or not having the cord cut.
Yeah, well, I think Jerry had an issue with, he replaced his Street Fighter monitor, and that's supposed to be a 63, and he said you just can't find any 63s anymore. 59s aren't as bad.
63? It's huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah, we'll probably do some Switch competitions.
Oh, great, man.
We'll just see, possibly using the Arcade Archive games where you can limit them to 5 minutes and you don't have to worry about self-timing.
Cool.
So it's it takes out the guesswork of starting and stopping the timer. Yeah. Everyone's playing on exactly the same playing field.
Caravan mode.
Caravan mode. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just to let everyone know, we're in Toowoomba, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours inland, kind of from Brisbane.
Yeah.
Inland north, or I should know. I just drove here, but.
I don't even know myself.
It's inland from Brisbane.
If you get on Wikipedia
and
have a look at the map of Australia, you'll see.
Yeah, there you go.
I think we're slightly north. It's just over, basically on top of the Great Dividing Range.
Okay.
Which is why it gets pretty chilly up here.
Yeah, I like it. I like the cooler weather. And I think you're the same, aren't you?
I do, yeah. Grew up in Victoria, so...
right.
So I'm sitting here in T-shirts and shorts.
You beauty. Yeah, and I'm in longs.
And it's not too cold in here at the moment anyway. It's not...
It's quite nice.
It's not the coldest day Toowoomba has, but...
Perfect gaming... temperature, mate. I reckon.
Yeah, we get a few more people in here than all the hot breathing as we play games.
Ooh, gotta love hot breathing by
getting all excited.
middle-aged men. Gotta love that. I'm sure the couple of females that are coming will enjoy that. Well, we're so let's go through, I guess, a couple of the games that you're going to have here, including the Penny and arcades.
Okay, so in terms of the arcade, and you'll see later when Shaun does his little video, we've got a great big mess of stuff up the front. That's where most of the arcade machines are going to go.
Oh, okay, just there.
Yeah. So we're going to keep 5 or 6 staple games that will never ever leave. So that's going to be Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Frogger.
Oh yeah.
Galaga when we get it.
The heavy hitters.
Bump and Jump.
Bump and Jump won't stay.
It won't make any money.
But that's such a popular game.
Oh, it doesn't. I met a guy. At Pincadia, and he was playing it. And he said, "This is my favourite game."
Oh, that's awesome.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, I went and saw him and offered up on a bounty.
A bounty.
The bounty.
Oh, yes.
You know about the bounty, don't you?
Let's talk about Bumper Jump. Like, you're Mr. Bumper Jump. So what does that mean?
World record holder.
Ooh!
On arcade, on MAME, on every clone you can think of, just for the hell of it.
So I'm the only one here that doesn't have a world record. Sad. But that's great.
Yeah, don't worry. Jerry will be here soon.
Oh, he doesn't even have a venue record or anything.
No. No, he wants to get Toki in at some stage.
Oh, okay.
I've only played it once, but I didn't mind it. But don't tell him that.
You got the new one on the Switch.
I bought a Switch version, and that's just terrible. The button layout where you have to jump and you have to shoot. It just feels strange. If I could switch the 2 buttons, you could probably do that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Can
sure.
you switch it in the options?
You probably could, but I haven't.
It's the same trying to play Moon Patrol on the Switch. I can't play it.
It's so strange.
To save my life on
Funny,
the Switch.
isn't it? How much
It's
the button
too
layout
hard
matters. Yeah.
Well, playing the arcade, I like to hit both at once, and it's just I just can't do it properly with the Switch.
To shoot and jump at the same time. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and obviously we've got Space Invaders. We've got to have a Space Invaders.
So that's
machine.
of course, Spacies. Yeah.
Spacies.
Awesome. You've got 2 in here at the moment.
Yeah, so they're both originals. We've got a Space Invaders and a Space Invaders Deluxe.
Oh,
Is that the part 2?
Yeah. So the Deluxe is
They're great looking machines.
fully working. We need to get some step up transformers for them. What are the US run on 120? I thought Jerry said step down transformers.
No, step down is what they, I think.
So they both need that. The Space Invaders was sold to me not working, but when he plugged it in prior to wrapping it up, it was working. So fingers crossed. And they've both got original Tato boards in them.
Did
as
he
well.
say then? Oh, it's working now. The price has doubled.
No. No. So that was Leo. Leo goes by Dragon Lee on Aussie Arcade, and he's
Dragon Lee.
Yeah. So I've got the Space Invaders from him.
Nice.
You can see a Circus Charlie in the background. Can you see it? Oh yeah.
Got
that from him. That's not working. That doesn't have a board in it.
Yeah.
And I've got a Moon Patrol from him as well. That's no board in it as well.
Awesome.
But yeah, so a lot of the machines will. Eventually want to find a place to live up here. I'll put some of them in storage, and we'll just swap them in and out periodically.
Nice.
Street Fighter will stay all the time.
Yes, that's a good one to have.
And Neo Geo.
Right.
The Neo Geo will always be here as well.
Yep. So you got your Neo Geo, your Street Fighter, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Frogger, Galaga, Spacies. So that's sort of 7.
And there was one more, and I always forget the name of the other game. Is a staple that just makes money. And those ones make money. The general public, like you would have seen in Netherworld or Pincadia.
Oh, yeah.
The newer games. 1942 did all right at Pincadia.
Because that's a game that anyone would approach and be like, I can play this.
Well, that's the thing, and they could. Now, they're going to last longer, even if they've never played it before, playing that, than they will on Frogger. Or Donkey Kong.
Sure. Yeah.
But because they never...
Kong's a killer.
Because they don't know the game, or they didn't know it back in the day, they won't touch it. So they'll burn through their dollars on the Frogger machine. Yeah,
because it's...
And they'll get 3 times as long
they
out of 1942. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And they, it's just getting people to... I guess it's hard.
Well, you can run things that, like... I don't know what your plans are, but, like, have little days where you run, like, lessons or, like, come play for free with your kids and...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could try that. I mean, that's similar to what Arcade Club was at Netherworld, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I guess they brought in a couple of new people to the crowd. I haven't been for a long time.
Yeah, it definitely...
but whether you get people that actively say, yes, I want to learn this.
True.
It's very hard to...
It is. It is hard to get...
It's only that hardcore little group
Yeah,
It's not
Yeah,
really-
whereas
not
the
something you
gamers
make
from back in
money
the day, they will play anything, and particularly if you play in
because it's new.
in the competitions like the main gaming league on Aussie Arcade,
Yeah,
you can just get thrust into games that you've never heard of.
True.
And I've found so many great games that I'd never heard of before. And I would
Yeah.
never have touched them in an arcade either.
yeah, true.
So how exactly you do that, I don't know. Maybe you do run comps where the games are on entry fee, but the games are on free play, and you've got as much time as you'd like to play them. And
True. Well, thinking about it from experience, from just Netherworld sort of being the first place to take off in terms of a barcade, even though we can't use that term, bar arcade in Brisbane, like how that's created, or not created, but like brought a bunch of people together and sort of added to the community that was already there. Like I'd met some of my best mates just from that, and like that's probably going to happen here, where people who are like living in Toowoomba or surrounding areas are going to come in and be like, holy shit, I've been waiting for something like this for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And there'll be other people like that, and then they'll talk to each other, and then you become mates because you have this like one interest that's a passion, and then you play all these other games that you're like, far out, I remember seeing this, I never played it, or I've heard about this, I never played it. And yeah, it's just awesome, man. I can see it having a huge
you
impact.
you tend to find, I mean, it was the same at Netherworld and Pincadia. You'd find a lot of the people coming in were around my age or a bit younger with young kids,
Yeah,
and they just want to show their kids what they grew up with.
yeah.
Now
This was my childhood, and games they can actually beat their kids in instead of the new.
Yeah.
kids are playing.
And kids like kick their ass at Fortnite or Crossy Road or some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yes,
Sorry if anyone
Crossy
likes
Road.
those
Yes, I like Crossy Road.
it's like
I like
Frogger,
the big
right?
stand-up Crossy Road, but obviously that's a
Oh, that's
redemption
fun.
machine.
Yeah. I wish they made one of those that was a score.
Yes. Well, they could. I guess they
Maybe
would.
there
But
is.
yeah, I don't even know what they cost. I'm guessing they cost an arm and a leg.
Oh, you would think
It's
so.
such a fun game, though.
It is. Yeah.
It's so addictive.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing, that like that's, what is that, 40, nearly 50 years older, or 40 years older than Frogger, right? Basically, and it's still
When
the
did
same
Frogger?
concept.
Frogger would have been 81 or 82.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about a 40-year-old game.
And it's
I'd
the
have to-
same
I'd have to
concept,
look it
and
up.
it's still just as
Might have been
fun,
83.
just as addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's tweaked, but it's basically Frogger,
Yeah.
and that's why.
Oh,
it's
that
fun.
was their inspiration for it.
For sure. Some things like that just never get old. Like there's still new Pac-Man games coming out, and
Yeah.
not really new Donkey Kong games. Maybe they realise, all right, this game's brutal enough.
Well,
They
there's
do
enough
it on
home brew
country
guys
freeze.
doing it.
Oh, but not like the style
No,
of the
true.
platformer. Yeah.
No.
Oh, but there are people, making ROM hacks.
ROM
right?
hacks for it.
Yeah, which is really cool.
I can't really tell you how many about the pinball because the names just elude me. I've been
Yeah.
told of the names and I just forget half of them.
Yeah.
Tommy is one of them.
Very cool. Yeah.
Demolition Man was a possibility.
Okay.
Trying to, yeah.
Well, we're gonna have you on again.
We've got about
So-
10 lined up already. We're gonna have more
Awesome.
pinball than we'll have arcade.
Pinball is a bit more approachable.
They make more money as
Yeah.
well, and at the end of the day, you do need to pay
Oh,
them.
you've got to keep the doors open, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have arcade machines and things like that in here if you can't have the doors open.
Yeah, so a couple of the machines are going to be brought in by a lady by the name of Shell McIntyre.
Okay.
She was running the Toowoomba Pinball Club
Okay. Cool.
when she was so they were running it. I think she was working in one of the bars here, and she was running it with a couple of her machines.
Yeah, nice.
And then they went to the Spotted Cow, and then it sort of just went a bit defunct, and they haven't run one for
Right.
about 12 months or so. I saw their web page and Facebook page and
Sweet.
got in contact with her, and so
Do you reckon you'll be running that here?
yeah, I'll probably leave it up to her to run it.
Yeah, nice.
I have registered as a tournament director, but who knows when pinball comps are going to run properly
Yeah.
again, because
Because of
the
laws.
USA won't open it up until they can play. They won't let Australia play IFPA events until they can.
Yeah.
And it sort of makes sense, I guess, because
I guess everyone should be on the level.
the way the
playing
world
field.
rankings work.
Yeah.
So
True.
it's sort of hard, but I mean, a lot of the arcades in America are open as well. I think Galloping Ghost is open, are they?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sure, to be honest.
Probably depends on the area, hey.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
sure
mean,
that I saw
every-
something on YouTube, on one of their Facebook Live,
okay.
that someone was commenting saying, hey,
Every state there is like a different country. Like you have the different.
that's right,
governor
they're all
and-
doing their own thing.
It's wild, eh?
Yeah, so
I mean, it's not really like that here. We have because it's such a smaller country, I guess, and like you can't really tell the different accents between states as much, and
No,
the
the only-
culture's not that different.
yeah, the only thing you sort of find is different words in
Yeah,
different states. So, like from Victoria, we call it a potato cake.
which is wrong. But that's
which
fine.
is right. You asked
Oh.
Phil. You asked Phil Day.
Oh.
It is a potato cake.
Phil
Whereas-
Day.
Called
Where
potato
you-
scallop, or
You,
what
you
is
guys
it?
call them
Isn't it?
potato scallops.
Yeah.
Johnny doesn't like them because I made him try one in Victoria when we went
I'm not
down
a
there.
huge fan. I think it was because it was a bit soggy.
That wasn't
A
real
bit more
great.
crispy,
Yeah,
I
they
would
need to
have-
be
like-
really thinly sliced, and they can't be those pre-made ones you get in. You see them a little.
You're a potato cake connoisseur.
Mum had a part of their shop. They did fish and chips.
You've dabbled.
Yes. I've tried making them at home, and yes, they are good. You get a mandolin and just really thin.
Ooh, a mandolin.
You want next to no potato. It just needs to be batter.
Yes.
Oh, that's why it's so good. 'Cause it's just deep fried goodness.
That
It
deep
is.
fried goodness is full of fat.
I haven't had breakfast yet. Now I'm really hungry. We got to finish this up so I can go get hash browns or something.
Yeah, we've been talking about it the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
On
I
the
don't know.
way
We
up,
might do some of those. I tried out making mini dagwood.
Ooh.
You know the ones you get in like in a lot of the places, and they're
Yeah.
those prefabricated. They look perfect.
Yeah.
But they're not great.
No, you need it needs to be in proper batter.
Dipped in.
And that's what you get at the Ekka.
Oh,
And
man.
they're the best dagwood dogs in the
They're
world.
monsters.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
So we might try doing some of those. We just want to keep the food simple. We don't want to go. You get too difficult, then you get into the stage where you need qualified chefs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you don't really need qualified, but they need to be
Yeah.
a very competent cooks.
Yep. And if
And
someone's
then
going
you
for
also get into the issue of quality.
Yep.
And there's nothing worse than going somewhere and saying that was beautiful, and the next time you have it, that wasn't beautiful.
Oh, yeah, true.
and I- and
Because
I've-
youve come back especially for
And I've had that plenty of times, and
Yeah.
I've never said it. I've never sent a meal back in my life.
Right.
I just wouldn't do it. I just won't order it again.
Yeah.
You lose your customer.
Yeah,
and
fair
I think
enough.
most people are like that.
Oh, definitely. Like, there's so many good options that if you have one bad experience, that's all it takes for most people to say, okay, I'm not coming back here.
Yeah.
Or I'm not ordering that. Or they're just less likely. Like, if you've got spare time and spare money, you want to go somewhere where you know you're going to have a good time and a good meal.
Yeah.
And if you can provide that,
Toowoomba's a very different market to Brisbane as well. So there's so many places around here. There's a pub a little bit out of town. Now you can go there and get a full roast lunch for $10.
That's pretty
Now
That's good.
That's hard to beat.
you need to keep the meals below that price. If you start getting your meals up towards the
Yeah.
the
Brisbane prices.
the $15 to $20 for a burger, which is Burger Urge quality. Now I can appreciate Burger Urge.
Yeah.
They make a very good burger.
Yeah.
But you need to be right up there if you're going to be charging those prices. And
Yeah,
I
it needs
don't
to
know
be
that
big and-
Toowoomba has that size market that will pay that.
True.
You'll get people that will, but you're
Yeah.
cutting a lot of the market out as well.
True. I guess you'll feel that out.
We will, yeah, and we want to do kids' meals as well, so that
nice.
you can bring your kids here and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg because
Yeah.
they go through the money quick enough in the machines, let
True.
alone.
Especially if they're playing Donkey Kong.
Yeah, let alone them
It's
having
$10
to
in
pay,
5 minutes.
$15 or $20 for a burger and chips and a drink. I mean, that starts pushing your day up there.
Yep. Are you thinking of doing tokens or just dollar coins?
Tokens, please.
Johnny's a token hoarder. Collector. Connoisseur.
Trying to think. we may do.
Yeah. I mean, it's something you can always
They
implement,
come with
right?
their own problem.
Yeah. Not working, different side.
They do, and
It's another cost.
also come. Yeah, and there's another cost as well because you don't. I don't know if you bulk buy tokens. I don't know how much they cost. You're probably getting them for 10 cents from
True.
China.
Yeah.
But not every every time someone gives you $1 for a token, not every one of those gets back into your machine. Some will
That's
get
right.
collected and that. Not that it's a big thing, but it means you've constantly got to keep an eye on how many you've got and if you need more.
True.
Because you don't want to be opening machines during
But
the day.
I think it's also works as a business card, getting that token out to people, even though
oh,
And
it
people
leaves,
will come back
leaves
because
the
they have
venue.
those tokens.
Yeah,
Then-
so
People have it laying in their car. The
yeah,
Yeah.
Or
There's
the shelf
pros
or
and cons, I
whatnot.
guess. Hey.
it is, and
Yeah.
it also gives you the ability to have days where you can go, or you get 2 for 1 tokens. The only issue with that is when you've got machines cited by other people, you can't say to the guy that owns Big Buck Hunter over there,
Yeah.
oh, we gave away 2 for 1 tokens, so we're only giving you half the amount that's in there.
True.
His machine is still getting more work,
Yeah.
more wear and tear,
Yep.
and you can't say, well, sorry,
Yeah.
you didn't make any money because we gave away 2 for 1.
and
Yeah.
everyone was using tokens and not dollar coins.
Yeah, so it's a
that's-
bit of a hard one.
Yeah, something you don't think about as like just a patron. you
No,
know, like when,
and
when
so,
you're running
so your other option is to go with card readers now. Jerry Scott, who's going to be involved, he's adamant he doesn't like them.
it. Oh, card readers.
I can
not a
see
fan
the
either.
Yeah.
I can see the upside to them because I don't know how much they cost to implement. It can be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But it does give you the ability. It's all back-end controlled through your software and Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay.
You can put this machine on free play, that machine on free play.
True.
That machine can give you 2 credits for $1.
True.
So you can have special days and that sort
True.
of thing. And then you can control.
Yeah. Wow. It's a lot to think about, isn't there? Which I'm sure you've been doing.
Yeah, it's one of those hard things.
How has the process been for you?
Painful.
Painful. Yeah. So when did this idea begin? Like, let's go back to like, when did you start playing arcade games, and when did you decide I'm going to open my own diner arcade?
So I started playing arcade games. I can never remember which was the first I played. I would have been probably 6 years old.
Yep.
I think it was Galaxian.
Ooh.
And that would have been at the
hard,
in
man.
Victoria at the Sale Golf Club where my mum and dad were members.
Okay. Cool.
So I was either there, and then we also went to holidays each year at a place called Sea Spray that Johnny,
we went down,
Johnny
yeah.
and I had a look at the little shop there. They had
What
a
year was this?
we would have been from that age as well, from 1979, 1980.
Wow, the beginning.
Yeah, so they had a pinball machine or 2 pinball, and I didn't play them because I was too short. I'm still short now, but I was too short then.
I wasn't going to say that.
They had a Sprint 2 machine,
Yeah.
which was black and white, had 2 steering wheels, so you could drive the black car, the white car, which is very.
What would you give for one of those now, man?
Oh, if you could find
That or
one.
Badlands.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so that's where all the games like Super Sprint and Badlands. They all originated from the Sprint games, which was they were
Right.
called. I think they were put out by a company called Key Games, and I
Okay.
think they probably got taken over by Atari, because Atari are the ones that obviously make Super Sprint and,
Okay.
and all those games. So I used to play that down there,
Fuck yeah.
and it was great. It was just a free spinning wheel on a pedal, and you could just rip it around.
Oh, I
corners
love this free spinning
It's so
wheels.
cool. And you grab the wheel.
but yeah, it was so it was just a black and white screen. You had a couple of drone cars, but you didn't have to beat anyone. It was just do as many laps as you could.
Right.
And I think it was 90 seconds they gave, or 90 on the timer, which probably equated to maybe 3 minutes.
Okay.
So it used to tick down. So you got good value, and that was 20 cents a game.
Bargain. That's a lot of money back then,
It
mate.
was,
Fucking,
yes.
That's your whole pocket money
Yes,
gone.
and then from there, we had an arcade in Sale, and I wasn't allowed to go there because arcades had a very bad name back in the day. I didn't know that as a kid.
Ah.
They were known as just not a good place.
Seems like that was a worldwide thing.
Well, there was I don't know, it was a drug thing.
A lot of
drugs.
people smoking and.
Well, that's
imagine
right.
bikers
Yeah, you would have
getting
been
in there.
You would have been
Yeah,
smoking.
looking at the colours of the games, like, whoa, man, I'm so high.
Yeah, so I wasn't allowed to go.
I can see how that could happen.
I wasn't allowed to go there, and I think my parents knew I used to sneak there. So what they did was they got in contact with the arcade and said, "Oh, can we cite a couple of your cocktail cabinets?" So we ended up getting 2 cocktail cabinets in Mum and Dad's shop, and I think that was a clever ploy to keep me away from the arcade.
What was that, a 16-1?
Wow.
No, I know they were all original PCBs.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
they would have been a lot of bootleg PCBs,
What
but there was
great parents.
There were no multi-boards back then.
They didn't say you're not allowed to play video games or you can't go to the arcade. It's like, we're going to bring the arcade to you.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
That is
Yeah, and there was also a bowling alley, which is no longer there. That's where I first played Bump and Jump. And that's when I used to play that because I'd play whatever game I could last the longest on. For my 20 cents or 40 cents.
Yeah.
And then,
Good idea.
yeah, I was playing that, and there was 2 older kids near me, and they were watching me play, and they said, "Oh, you know, you can get 50,000 if you don't bump a car." And I
What
never-
year was that?
Oh, it would have been 82, 83. I don't know. I
Right.
think Bump and Jump came in
So
83.
just jump. No
So,
bump.
so I didn't know that, and then I did that, and then I worked out, well, you get an extra life every 30,000, and I don't know what my best was back in the day.
Now I know the secrets. I'm going to get the world.
Yeah, I used to get stuck on level 8, or pattern 8. That's where everyone gets stuck. It's the
That must
hardest
have
one. So.
blown your mind when those kids told you, don't hit a
And
car.
I would have,
That's nice of them to
still,
tell you.
I would have still played the game, but
Yeah.
and it's fun to play the game, smashing into cars. But
Now there's no turning back.
I
Now
would
that you
never
know
have
that.
known.
That bounty, is that still just
Yes,
a quick side topic?
No, yeah, till the end of the year. So, I can't remember what I said. $1,000. If anyone gets over 5 million, that's not the world record.
Ah,
World
just
record's
5 million.
5.6.
What if someone beats the record?
Oh no, still get a grand.
Okay.
So 1,000. That's worldwide. There's how do you pronounce Kim's last name? Kopke?
Kupke.
Kupke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danish.
So
Oh, we just call him Kim Cannonarm.
Canham, yeah. So
That's his arm.
he's playing. He
Canham.
played the other day. I think Michael said in the chat he did 1.9 million.
Yep.
It's sort of a big jump because you don't get extra lives after $1 million.
Shit, you got that grand to spare?
Oh yeah.
Got it separate, like in a
Yeah, and then I did a
safe?
side one for anyone in Australia or New Zealand that has not previously scored $1 million to get it by the end of the year, and I think I said $250.
Fuck, I'm playing that tonight. I need to pay for my booze and food, man.
Here we go.
Bumper Jumpers running, right?
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's not going to happen, is it? Is it moving a lot?
Barra's, no. Look, well, you get an extra life every 30,000 points, and you get that 50,000 bonus for doing a perfect.
Money's as good as mine.
So if you do 3 perfect screens to start with, that gives you 5 bonus lives on top of your 3, and then you can sort of almost sacrifice lives, so you don't kill other cars. You're better off dying and getting your 50,000 at the end.
Oh, true.
So
Yeah.
I've never
So if you're in
actually
trouble,
played the game. I don't think. Maybe once to like, because people were saying, mates of yours are giving you shit about it. They joke about it. So I was like, I want to see what this game's about. So I think I played it a couple times and it kicked my ass.
Yeah, there's a few very good players. Rob McCauley.
Oh, no surprise there.
McCauley did $1 million.
Shout out to Rob, he's a beast.
Paul Horninski did.
Oh, yeah?
You have to look up on Twin Galaxies. He played on MAME. And he plays a very different style to me, but I think he did.
What was his name? Billy?
No.
Tom?
Billy Horninski. No, Paul Horninski.
Sorry,
Triple O.
Sorry, I thought you said Billy.
No. So he did.
Because you said,
I'm sure he did over 3 million on it, and Paul's an absolute beast of a player.
Oh yes, everything he touches.
There's a guy in, I think it's England. Is it Charlie Mill? Someone pointed it out to me. They found him on Instagram.
Beer break?
Yeah.
Not even a break. Let's do it live. Fuck it.
I won't be drinking.
That's
beer.
a real Aussie podcast if you get a beer during.
Yeah, I won't break out the vodka yet. It's too early.
It's definitely not still the morning, right?
No. But yeah, no, there's a guy in England, and he's got some really big scores, world records on Twin Galaxies, and he's very good at it as well.
Right. I'm definitely going to play that today, man. If I can even get close, I might even grind it out.
$1 a game.
That's fine. By the time I get the score, I just win my money back.
And then apart from that, so then to go into the idea of opening a barcade.
Yeah.
It's not a barcade.
It's not a barcade. You can't say that. You trying to get sued?
I actually...
Let's hear this.
I'd have to...
Ooh.
Very nice.
It's going to sound nice.
I'll have to... I'd have to look on Aussie Arcade Forum, because when I first heard about them opening in the USA, which is where the resurgence happened first.
Yeah.
I put a thread up on Aussie Arcade asking people whether they thought it would work in Australia.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of negativity out of it as well.
Really?
And this was going back maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
But that's part of the Aussie culture in some ways, to be like, oh, nah, it's not going to work.
And I always sort of thought, well, how can it not work when I don't go out to drinking clubs very often or anything like that, but you're paying, I drink spirits, you're paying $8 for a drink that costs less than $1 to make.
Yeah.
You combine that with games, and that's...
Yeah, how can that not work?
How can it not work?
It's simple maths.
And essentially the games, if just the games in here, you're not going to pay your rent. Or unlikely to. Not with the old ones. You've got to sell alcohol.
Yeah.
So the alcohol drinkers are essentially subsidising the guys that want to play the
Yeah,
arcade games to a big extent.
Right. So basically you get your own arcade and to sort of
subsidise
subsidise
your addiction.
Yeah.
You get someone else to come and drink.
That's basically...
Yeah.
That's what I want to do with a game shop. I want to subsidise my addiction to video games.
So you can...
by making money off games, having a little cafe in there or something. That's my idea. I want to do one day, but we'll see. That's even I think that's even harder to get working than because I couldn't sell booze unless maybe I could. That's a topic for another day, but...
But drunk people looking at video games they wanted to buy.
That's the
thing.
They
spill a drink into the... That's 10 games, who knows?
Isn't that funny?
50 games ruined,
you get people in, give them a few drinks for cheap, and then you say, oh, I'm selling these retro games, by the way. Oh, $60 for this Mario Bros. Duck Hunt.
There was this guy who had an antique shop, and he said, if you break anything, you pay for it. So there was a nightclub next door. So, and they kind of made a tunnel, so you couldn't leave that club without going through the antique shop. And they just broke so much stuff in there, and they have to pay for it all. And they even upped the prices a little bit before people went in, just because they knew to break stuff. It's so mean, and people are just so drunk.
Johnny, you have a good story for any circumstance.
It's the funniest thing
ever.
I'll have to find it on YouTube and send you guys links. It's the funniest thing ever.
That's genius. I'm going to go find a nightclub that has an empty shop nearby and just start something with really expensive items that are breakable.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Also, we got up to in the late 70s, you started playing games because that's when they were coming out.
Yeah.
And then from then till, I guess, there wasn't a huge community like once the arcade stuff died
No, there
off,
wasn't,
right?
and I stopped playing. Well, we moved to Queensland in '87, I think, and I'd stopped playing by then because
Right.
that was then getting into the Neo Geo and that sort of thing, and the games really didn't interest me.
Yep.
And they were also $1 a game, which
5
was
times
a
the
lot
amount.
of money.
That's a lot, man.
Well, we're still charging $1 now. You know,
Yeah, true.
30, 25 years later.
Yeah, wow.
So
that's
$1
lot.
back then was, and Neo Geo games, I used to play one of the baseball stars or something like that, just at the fish and chip shop. I'd last 2 minutes, and it would say another $1 to continue. No, I'm not doing this.
No.
And then because of my age, I wasn't allowed to go into the city where, it wasn't until I was 18, I guess. 18 or 19 was when I started going out and drinking in the city.
Yeah.
And that's when I first found Las Vegas.
Ah.
And Las
Yeah,
Vegas,
tell us about that.
Las Vegas, I think their machines were all still set on 20 cents, the majority of them.
Wow.
So I'd go out, or...
Is this 80s still?
No, so, this would be 91, 92?
Okay. I was like 3 years
I
old.
believe that Gyrus machine at Netherwell came from Las Vegas.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not sure. I don't recall seeing it, but that was a long time ago.
Right.
I used to go in there. I'd go in there and play while waiting for mates or whatever. I'd play Bump and Jump or Time Pilot or Gyrus. You put 20 cents in, and half an hour later,
Fuck
you know.
You could spend like all day
It might
and
have been
$1.
more. It might have been 20 or
amazing.
40. I'm positive it wasn't $1, and it was down where I think there's another arcade. There's another arcade there now.
Yeah, there is.
It was iPlay, is it? Or
It was a time zone, I think, and then it was like, I think maybe now it's an iPlay.
changed an iPlay.
And it's, a modern arcade with redemption machines. It's got some fighting games, Street Fighter and stuff, which I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, so most of this, my memory is most of them were cocktail cabinets. I could be wrong, but I do.
Very cool.
Yeah, you don't sort of see cocktail
Did they
cabinets.
sell drinks there, or was it just an
Oh,
arcade?
they might have done. That wasn't no, there was no alcohol.
Oh, okay, maybe just soft
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah, and that was the first time I'd played games in years, and then after
Right.
that, I'd never touched them again until. I don't know when I joined Aussie Arcade. Something just made me think one day, I'd love to have a game of track and field.
Wow.
And
Good game.
I looked up, just looked up online. I found MAME.
Yeah, right.
So I never knew anything about it. So I installed MAME, and don't think I played track and field very much because it.
Was that back then where you had to download each ROM to get to?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm guessing it was. I don't know. I still don't use any of those torrent sites or anything like that.
Yeah.
The full MAME set, I don't know how big it is. It's
It's huge.
massive.
A few gigs,
Yeah.
16 gigs or something.
Be something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't play a lot of the modern stuff.
And that's crazy considering each game is like a few kilobytes.
Well, the
Most
the
games.
classic ones are,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think Donkey Kong's around about 26 kilobytes.
Isn't that crazy?
In size?
Wow. It's not even big enough for a photo these days.
No.
And that's a game that's like
Yeah.
immortal.
Yes.
Like, that's wild.
Yeah, and it does, and it still stands up today as a game.
It's so deep, man. God, it's frustrating.
Yeah, so
It's a passionate subject, Donkey Kong. We're all... So, kill screener, Johnny. 2 kill screens. Me and you are getting close. I'm 700 just the other day. 700k. And you're 640? It's actually...
he's 43, I think.
I'll get rid of that by the end of the night,
Yeah,
mate.
probably.
I
I can reset the high score list anyway if you
I was
don't
just
get
about to say, I'll
something.
give you motivation,
Prick.
but then reset.
Yeah. I know in my heart that I did it, and you can't reset that.
Oh, God.
we can try.
Yeah,
2 beers and we're speaking shit already.
of course. I haven't had any food yet, so this is
Yeah.
it's hitting me good.
Breakfast.
This is an Aussie breakfast, mate. A beer at I mean, it's not morning. But yeah, so from Las Vegas, then you got Aussie Arcade, you've got MAME, and it's 2020 now. When did you decide, like, I want to make a barcade, or when did the idea first come to you?
I'm guessing 6 or 7 years ago, but I just didn't. It's a lot of money to set. Well, I mean, it's a lot cheaper in Toowoomba than it is in Brisbane.
Yeah,
I didn't have any doubt it would work, but I didn't have the money to do
capital,
it.
right?
Yeah, and I don't really have. I've got the capital now, but I can't. If it fails, it's not the end of the world, but it's still a lot of money
Right.
to invest.
That's a good situation.
But you do it in Brisbane, I don't know what the rents are like I know what the rents are like for certain places in Brisbane, but here is be chalk and cheese.
Oh, for sure.
But also your market's not as big. I don't know what Toowoomba is now, 200 and something thousand people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah. So whereas, you need to be first in the market here.
And you are, right? Yeah, dude. I'm so keen.
Well, there's an iPlay here, and there's a few of the pubs that got a few pinball machines.
Oh, we went to that iPlay.
But not really.
It's not the same thing. Yeah.
It's nothing.
Oh, very
It's
expensive.
completely different.
I don't mind it, but it is very expensive. I think
Yeah.
Jerry says he goes in there with his 3 kids and
Yeah.
doesn't come out with any change from
And
$200
games-
or $300. Like,
Wow.
it's just.
And games are even more than $1, I think.
But
$1.20.
yeah, they are.
$1.60,
They're really
$1.80,
weird costs.
$2.20.
Oh, yeah. And
Because
it's
you're
all
using,
card.
and that's because you're using the card.
You're
And-
loading $20 at a time.
Well, that's the thing they say about the cards as well. Like, I know a lot of people don't like them. They do encourage impulse buying.
Yes.
And people will just
Oh,
go
yeah.
and
Yeah.
go and tap. They
Because
don't,
when you
they
spend
don't
$20
think.
If
for
you
a
physically
day,
put a coin
that's
in
not bad.
the game,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
you know you put that dollar
it's
in
racking up in your mind.
Yeah.
But when it's all
But
it's
these
all like
days,
a
I
facade, it's just on a card. You don't see the real money.
Yep.
When you have a coin and you're putting it in, you're like, oh, I don't know, I've only got a few dollars left.
yeah. But as far as I know, I think Australia's got one of the largest uptakes of using FPOS and credit cards
Yeah,
in the world.
yeah, it's true. Yeah,
So no one carries cash. I don't carry cash around with me at all.
nah, barely.
So you don't
because I do
you
like
don't think
Facebook
about it. You don't
Marketplace.
think about it now. You just tap your card, and
Exactly.
kids grow up these days and they're going, oh, I need some money, Dad. You've got your little card. You just tap the card and you get money for it.
Yeah,
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You just get money.
Yeah,
They don't realise
instant gratification.
Yes, I have to work 5 days a week to get this $20 for you.
Yeah, yeah. It's different. It's a different
So-
time, man.
Yeah, they
It's-
don't appreciate it as much.
It's not tangible
No.
as much as like an actual cash or money. And you can't get around the psychology of it. Like, it is what it is. You spend money easier if it's just tapping a card.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Australia's economy is like decent. I don't know. Because everyone's happy to
Oh, we've
spend.
probably got the largest credit card debt in the world as well.
Yeah, probably,
They tend to
yeah,
give credit
true.
away pretty easy in Australia.
It's funny, isn't it? Because it's like, oh, it's not real money. It's
No.
like Monopoly money.
No, I
Oh,
don't
shit,
even.
now
I don't
I-
even like logging on the internet banking because it shows me the balance on my credit card.
Gee, that's bad. You know it's bad when you don't want to log onto your internet
Oh,
banking.
it's copped the hammering in the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
So,
Well, you're starting a business.
Oh yeah. So hopefully
I don't know if
we'll
that's what
recoup
you were spending, but
it. No. Yeah, but initially, so we're September 1. We can legally trade.
you heard that first.
We
here,
might
folks.
wait a week. We might do a dry run with just some friends and family.
Yeah,
just
right.
to check out the food and so we can run
Oh,
smooth.
yeah. I'll be here, man. Like I leave to go live in Germany on the 18th of September.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll be here as soon as you guys open. I'm here.
All
man.
right.
Like, I'll take if it's a weekday, I'll take a day off. Like I love an excuse to take a day off work. so
Yeah, okay. Well, we can do
If it's
that.
a weekend, like that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're what am I waiting on? Waiting on a few things. Beer rep. I'm hoping he's coming Monday. I've got an email. I have to get a hold of him.
Nice.
So we're going to use Malt Shovel.
Okay.
So they do stuff like your Monday. What else do they do? It's
Not sure.
Oh, the Yamandi Brewing Co.
yeah. So they they distribute for your Monday. So your Mondays
Nice.
we're going to do your Monday ginger.
I've been to that.
They do Brooklyn, Cozzy,
Oh, yeah.
Furphy,
Oh, yeah.
all those sorts of things. So we'll do those.
Hey, look at this.
Your Monday.
was
I
like,
never
don't-
got
don't
one of
get
those
naked.
shirts.
Yeah.
We've got the other Malt Shovel,
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Malt Shovel shirt.
I don't. Mine's not beer related, but it's pinball and arcade.
It's funny, I don't drink beer, so I shouldn't even be wearing it. I need a vodka
Oh
sponsor.
yeah, it should be
Still got
defend vodka and coke.
Yeah, so we'll do.
Defend bump and jump.
There are a couple of craft places in Toowoomba, like a couple of breweries popping up.
Yeah, nice.
We may do something with them. We're probably only going to have 6 taps,
Local.
so we will do. We're going to have the standard beers.
Yeah.
If you want a dirty old 4X,
Oof.
no offence to 4X,
You gotta have what you gotta have, you know.
we'll have 4X here.
It's a good local
Toowoomba-
beer, mate.
What if that makes
Queensland.
people happy?
Toowoomba
Yeah,
is
for sure.
Toowoomba's a very big. If you don't sell Great Northern, you may as well not bother.
Yeah, yeah.
Everywhere has Great Northern up here.
Yeah. The beer from up here, as
Yeah,
they say.
I don't think I've ever drank one of those. We'll probably do the dirty old Coronas
Ooh. Yes,
because people drink it.
mate, that's a touchy word these days.
Yes,
Corona.
the COVID beer.
In one way.
Oh, we should get on Grunberger, and he loves a Corona. Good, great bloke.
Yeah, so we'll do.
He'll bring his own, mate. You don't even have to worry.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, we will mix up the beers. We'll do some ciders as well, but we'll put it out there to people. If people want a particular type of beer, and if they're coming here enough, we'll get their beer in for
awesome.
them.
Nice.
Just so you know, people have their own particular tastes. And
Yeah, nice.
I mean, with a guy at Pincadia, and all he would drink was Was it Carlton Draft? Was it one of the?
Oh yeah.
You got to look out for your regulars.
You know,
Oh, for
and
sure,
we didn't
'cause
sell
they
that much.
pump in a lot of money.
Yeah, it didn't sell that much more. We did sell them occasionally, but he'd come in and have 2 or 3 every day. So you know,
worth
you may as well. You know, if you're gonna have a customer like that, yeah, you got to have the beer that they want.
Yeah.
On. You can't just.
How long does a keg last? Like if it, I mean, if
So malt shovel,
sit.
so the system we're getting is going to be under counter, so it's going to be similar to one of the kegerators. So the beer, the keg doesn't have to be cold.
Oh,
It chills as it goes through the system.
oh, that's cool. Wow.
I'll have to talk more with the guy from Malt Shovel about it. That doesn't have as long a shelf life
Right.
as
okay.
what a refrigerated keg has.
Oh, okay.
So you can
Interesting.
introduce microbacterial if you leave the keg too long.
Right.
So
you're not
I
sure
think
how
you said you need to cycle through them about at least once every 2 weeks
long. Okay.
through a keg. I believe Malt Shovel is actually changing a lot of their kegs, or giving you the option of going 30-litre kegs
So it's a bit smaller.
instead of a 50.
Oh, okay. That's a big difference.
And they're a
That's
lot easier
handy.
to move around.
Oh, I was just
Yeah.
about to say that.
Those
man,
kegs
she's-
They're
are.
heavy, eh?
They are.
Kegs. I worked at Netherworld for a bit, man.
Yeah,
that's
well,
not-
we used to
Oh,
just
yeah,
look,
that's fine.
we had
Yes.
dollies
Turn
at
that off. Thanks, man.
at Pincadia and they went down the dumbwaiter.
All good? Yeah, sweet. Yeah, sorry.
But the dollies aren't that high. But even just lifting one of those,
Oh, yeah.
I mean Tanya could do it. It's not, but
Tough woman, that one.
if you're going through,
Hey, Tanya,
yeah,
shout out.
hey,
If you're
Tanya,
listening.
if you're going through, if you've got 20 kegs, it's you're buggered by the end of it. And we'd only, I
For
think,
sure, if you've got back problems too, mate.
I think we'd only. The easiest way
No.
for us in the dumbwaiter, I think we could get fit 3 in, but if they're on the dolly, we couldn't.
Yeah, right.
But luckily, we didn't have to go downstairs with it. So
Nice. Okay. 11.
anyway,
Yeah.
you're going to wrap it up, are you?
No, I just needed to check because my alarm went off because I have to duck out quickly after this. But no, we're all good still.
Yep.
So we will, let's get back on track, I guess. So you, Las Vegas in Brisbane, and then you said about 6 or 7 years ago you thought about starting.
I thought, I asked the community whether they thought it would work.
Right.
There were some that said yes, and there were quite a few that said no.
Okay. And how long ago did you say, yeah, I'm doing it 100%?
I've been looking in Toowoomba, so I thought about Toowoomba before I even worked at Pincadia.
Right.
And once I started working at Pincadia, they had seen Toowoomba as a possible site if they were to expand.
Interesting.
Wow. It's I don't know what Toowoomba is, the third biggest inland city, second or third biggest in Australia.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And
Wouldn't
then
surprise me.
going down through when Johnny and I went down south last year, we stopped at a place called Back to the Arcade, which is Goulburn.
Oh.
That's more towards kids, but Goulburn, I don't know how big Goulburn is, but it's tiny compared to Toowoomba.
Yeah.
They don't do alcohol or anything. Well, I don't think they do.
No, they don't.
No. But yeah, they seem to be doing really well, and it's just a smallish sized town.
Yeah,
and,
right.
the kids loved it. I mean, there was not too much else to do there, so
And not many really old games from the 80s, but just
yeah, it was a lot of modern stuff.
A bit
He had some
like claw
very,
machines.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some very nice machines.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to do that in a smaller city.
When you go towards
I guess.
kids more, kids get a thrill out of these, but a lot of the times they like the claw machines.
Yeah.
And,
You can win something.
Like you can
Well,
walk
yeah.
out of there with something.
Yeah.
Instead of a high
we
score.
are.
Like,
I don't know when
Yeah.
it will happen. We're either getting a claw machine or a candy machine or both.
Oh, cool.
Or,
Those candy machines are good, man.
Yeah, we're going to
'Cause
see
you
whether
win
they
on
do
those,
the
like,
one
easily.
where it's.
Yeah.
So you get the claw machine first, and if you don't win, you definitely win on the other side, which is a chocolate bar. Chocolate bar
those,
factory.
I like those.
So it picks them up, drops them on the
Yeah,
little
yeah.
conveyor, the little pusher thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are addictive.
Yeah,
I don't even
so
care
I don't
about winning
wanna
the
do-
chocolate. I just like
it's just like I want something.
I'm not a
I'll
major
throw give the chocolate
it's
away
fun.
or throw it in the
Not
bin.
a
It's
major
just-
fan of the redemption machines because I think they are a rip-off because you get
yeah.
you
You
look
get
at the
trapped.
prize you get at the end, even if you're good at the games like you are at some of the games at
toaster.
at Be Lucky.
Even
and
though you
Sons.
can pull that off,
You need to do it.
You add it up in your head and you're like,
It's
not
a
really
lot- it's
worth
still
it.
a lot of
Yeah,
money.
and that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas with the always win candy machines, the guys that I've spoken
Yeah.
to said, yeah, they do well.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, the kids don't care.
Nah.
They don't care that they're 2 little Mars bars that come out.
Yeah.
For $2 they could have bought
A whole bag.
almost a bag of them
Yeah,
at
exactly. But
Woolworths.
that's no fun.
No, it's no fun.
Nah.
Like
Yeah.
I still do the claw game every now
the
and
fact
then.
that you
like,
won something.
I'm 30 years old and I
Yeah,
still do it because
I do. Yeah.
they
Oh, totally.
really get my heart pumping.
Yeah,
Like,
even if it's a chocolate.
and
like,
you know that thing is rigged. Like even though you grab it perfectly and it goes up,
oh, it's totally
that
rigged.
chain's just going to wiggle around and drop it just before the thing.
You should see the claw machines in Japan, man.
Man.
Those, like,
Oh, it's like some of the ones in Time
there's
Zone,
whole
are they?
floors, man.
Yeah.
No, there's whole floors of claw machines, and there's not just little shitty toys. There's like sculpted figurines that are like really good quality. I want a Super Saiyan 3 Goku like statue. I mean, I had to talk to the attendant, and I think because I was a Westerner, because it was like I was trying to get it off. Like, so that was a claw machine that it was on a ring and it's on a string, and the ring's attached to a string which is attached to the figurine, and that's sitting on this rod, and you have to maneuver the ring off the rod. And it was like something happened where it was like caught or it was an issue, and I talked to the attendant and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is ever going to work. So she like moved it a bit off for me and helped me out a bit. I think she could see I was spending a lot of money. I really wanted this Goku, and then like a few turns after that I got it and I was just like, yes. And it was like the whole floor. And then they have a floor in Japan, the arcades are nuts, and they have a floor for like the photos, and they have a floor for like the shooters, and a floor for like the fighters and retro games.
Yeah,
and, like,
okay.
Is that those Sega towers or whatever?
yeah,
Nintendo towers where
so they have Sega 1, 2, and 3 or something in Akihabara in Tokyo, and then they have like the best one I think is called Hey Arcade, and that's like really retro style. But yeah, the arcades in Japan, man, like, whew, that's nuts. If you could just get like a fraction of the interest that they have in arcades in Japan here, man, like. Man,
Yeah, so
you'd be successful.
if we do a claw machine, I only want to do a claw machine really if we can do arcade style plushies, because I love collecting them.
Oh, they're cool.
You know,
You can win a little Spacies
like
figurine.
the Angry Birds one I'll get over there, and
That's
you
cool.
know, Donkey Kongs and those sorts of things.
Yep.
Yeah, people love it, man. Like
Yeah.
the adults will play that as well as the kids. Because the kids will see a little fluffy toy, and the adults will be like, "Holy shit, it's Donkey Kong!" Like I know Johnny would.
But
He would
talking about
try
those
Kong.
those redemption type machines, you know the coin pushers. You play the coin pushers?
Yeah.
Oh man, those are.
I've been watching that show on Channel 7
That's gambling.
called.
Oh, I know the show.
What's it called?
I can't think of it, but I know the one where it has a coin.
Oh, Tipping Point.
Yeah.
And I've been watching that, and I'm just, oh god, I want to play one of these
Yeah,
things. So I went to
I know.
Time Zone and played it a bit.
I don't even want to win. I just want to play the game.
Yeah, it's just fun watching the coins all.
Yeah.
So I
Just
got
satisfying.
got home. Oh, I wonder if someone's videotaped themselves playing it on YouTube, and of course there is. Now over in the States, there's places, so they have them in casinos,
Yeah.
and there's also private clubs. You need to be a member. It's all legal, but they do high stakes coin pushers. They have these
Are you
big piles,
kidding me?
big piles
Yes,
of
I've
cash
seen- I've
sitting
seen
there.
that. Yep.
So they have like a buy-in of. They vary the buy-in, so it might be $600 and you will get probably 60 to 80 quarters, and you keep whatever comes out. Now they've got wads of cash, so you can lose.
They
You
have
can
like a
you can
gold
lose
watch
it
sitting
all.
in there,
Yeah,
or,
gold bars.
They have like a $100 bill laying there
Wow.
and stuff.
That's
In Denmark,
crazy.
yeah, we get the coins like you put in real money. And
Yeah.
it's only real money, and when you get the real money out, you can either keep that or put it back into the machine.
Right.
But here it's just you can hear they falling down, but you're not getting anything out other than
Yeah,
whatever
it's
the price.
sort
It's
of
like,
different how they do it.
Yeah.
here. It's
Yeah.
only if you get a counter that you get points for that.
Yeah, I asked a lot of those time zones or whatever.
I,
Can
I,
I get
I remember seeing
coins?
a coin pusher back in the day at the local show in Victoria. And it was 20 cent coins going in there. And of course, they had the attendants all there because all the kids are around there.
Oh yeah. Little
Bump the
bumps.
machine and you get kicked
Bit of
out.
bump and jump.
But you know, it's even the coin pushers you see now. It's a wonder they're allowed to have them because it really
it's
it's
gambling.
pretty close to gambling. It was
So
very
close.
close to gambling.
I think if you just prove that there's some kind of skill.
No, it's such a carny game. There's no skills involved. Like,
I mean, there is.
No matter
in
what, you're
coin
not gonna
pusher, there's a little
really-
bit of skill
Oh yeah, there's-
I don't
with your
think you-
timing and like your accuracy.
Yeah, true, but I can't
Not
never
much.
see you making your money back or
Oh,
earning
probably
money.
not.
playing
oh
that
no, it's
thing.
like a casino. I mean,
It's
a
rigged.
casinos wouldn't be in business if they lost money.
No, exactly.
You're never going to win. You'll win sometimes, but the
Yeah,
majority
if you're like super good at blackjack, maybe you can win. But
card counting and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they say the same thing about Texas Hold'em. We can't legally. Well, it's changing. I think you can have cash games of Texas Hold'em.
oh really?
We may run some Texas Hold'em if we can do it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Man.
I think they're
That's
allowed-
good fun. We should play some tonight.
Because originally you had to play. You could only play the casino if you wanted to buy in. All the local tournaments were all
Yeah, okay.
There was no buy-in, but they could give away prizes, but there was no buy-in because it was classed as gambling. But I see a lot of places charging, say, buy-ins and late buy-ins and add-ons and that sort of thing. So.
Right, interesting.
But
Right.
you know, they say Texas Hold'em is just the guys that win it are the same people.
Yeah.
It's not luck.
No, they know what they're
And
doing.
if you watch enough of the
Yeah.
World Champs, it's just crazy.
They read people's tells. They know the stats, the odds.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
It's even when people do what do you call it?
Oh, scissors, paper, rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock,
Like,
paper,
They have world
scissors.
championships, and you think it's random, but it's actually the same like 3 people that always
Is it?
gets into like the
Isn't
same
that-
5
isn't
people
that
that's
wild?
always in the top.
Is there a I didn't know there was.
Yeah,
a,
there's like
have a
world
world
championships. Isn't that
championship.
crazy?
We'll have to
There's
run one of the
always-
Australian championships. We can be the home of
Yeah.
the rock, paper, scissors.
I've actually been in rock, paper, scissors tournament before.
Have you?
Yeah, at a game.
Well, we might
at a
do,
gaming
we might
con.
do the big bang one. Rock,
Yeah.
paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Volcano or something.
Lizard Spock. That's right. I love the
That's a
Big Bang
classic
Theory.
episode.
Oh man. Well, let's wrap this up.
Yep.
I think so. One more question is like, when did you actually put down a payment or enter a contract for this place?
The final contract was signed about a week and a half ago.
Wow. But
It's been ongoing for about 3 months, backwards and forwards,
right.
with solicitors and agents and landlords.
It's not simple, is it?
It's not. It's just it was stressful because a lot of it was just waiting around. I couldn't do anything. I was just sitting there waiting and checking the computer every half hour to see whether
Just
an
in limbo.
email had come in.
Yeah, man.
Because there might I can't talk to their solicitor.
Yeah.
My solicitor needs to talk to their solicitor.
And you have to pay him every time.
And every time they pick up the phone or think about you,
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
the clock is ticking.
Man, those solicitors,
So-
man, they make some money.
Yes, but
They
it's
get a phone call
it's
from
one of
you
those.
and they're like, cha-ching, hello.
Yes, it's one of those things. Unfortunately, most retail tenancy agreements you cannot sign without having legal advice.
Wow.
So you can't bypass a solicitor.
What
And
if
it's
you're
good.
a solicitor yourself? that different?
No, I think you have to find your own because then it
Wow.
becomes a conflict of interest.
It's ridiculous.
So if you've got a family member that's a solicitor, don't believe they're allowed to do
So
it.
you
for
might have to hire someone who's not even as knowledgeable as you.
Yes, that's
just
right.
because
Yeah.
of law.
But I mean, he found a lot of stuff, and it
Oh,
was.
It's handy.
At the end
for
of
a
the
lot
day,
of people.
didn't make any difference. I would have still signed it as is.
Right.
But then you also need to get financial advice. That's not as bad.
Oh,
But you
okay.
need to get an accountant to look over your business plan
Okay.
and give you advice to either say, don't do it,
Yeah.
or no, I think it'll be all right.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day, I mean, they can only do as much as they can do.
Right.
How you run your business is your...
So all that's sorted though now, like,
yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
and you're ready to open.
Yeah, so the
in a
lease
couple of weeks?
doesn't officially open. It doesn't start till September 1, so we can't trade until September.
Right.
Or we need to start paying rent.
So you can just start organising, getting. things
Yeah,
ready.
so we're getting pretty close, and you can do a walk around with your camera if you want to do that, and just show the people the mess.
yeah, no, I'll try to focus
But yes,
on
there
the,
were,
on
yeah,
the,
just
on the
keep in mind,
cabs.
there's obviously no pinball in here yet.
Yep,
We do have a big buck hunter. We've got a
yep. That's really cool. Too. It's like an HD
Daytona
one.
coming. I've only had one very quick game of buck hunter. I've never played it in my life. I quite like
Yeah.
it.
It is
Yeah,
good
it's pretty
fun.
cool.
Not
It's
really my
something
type
that
of
I
game.
want to play. Like if it's on free play, which I see it is, I'll play it. But usually I'm like, I know I don't trust my skills
No.
to spend money on it. But you know, I'm here now, so I've got to give it a shot.
Yeah. So we'll just rotate the machines from time to time, and
Sweet.
so many people with pinball machines have come out of the woodwork already.
Oh, yeah.
They come
Oh,
out of
really?
the woodwork straight away as soon as
Hey,
they
can I put this?
Yeah, as soon as someone mentions pinball play, I've got a pinball. I know a mate that's got a pinball. There's apparently some people in Toowoomba that've got some really good collections of.
Yeah, right.
I don't know that they're really known to the Brisbane community.
Yeah,
Or
true.
that I think they're just home collectors. I don't think they care about IFPA points. I think they just.
Just like machines,
Yeah.
like to play.
That's the exciting part. Like that could come out world record holder out of on
Yeah.
a centipede you wouldn't have heard of.
Yeah, just
Unless
because
this
it's
if
super good.
this place isn't open, like
Yeah.
you would never have heard of him.
No.
All right, cool. Well, what's where can people find you online, and what's the physical address
So the physical address is 2 Club Lane. So it's on the corner of Club and Chronicle Lane.
here? Okay.
So the main entrance is actually Chronicle Lane, which is where you guys are parked.
Okay, Chronicle Lane is where you park.
Yeah, which is down the. It's about down the back of the main bus depot here in Toowoomba.
Okay.
Comes off Margaret Street, just near the corner of Margaret and Ruthven, which is the two major intersections in, or the major intersection in Toowoomba.
Right. Awesome.
Don't know about opening hours yet.
Okay.
You can look at our website that's got nothing on there at the moment called spacies.com.au.
Yep. So SPACIES.
SPACIES,
Yep.
.com.au.
Awesome.
We will obviously get Facebook.
Yep.
I think it's under Spacies Arcade on Instagram. There's not much there at the moment.
Yep.
But
Got the sweet logo.
Yes, that's one of the logos.
One of the logos. Yep.
Not
One
the
of.
final.
Yep. Awesome.
And yeah, we'll be on Facebook and
Yeah. Cool.
all those normal places.
Nice. Do you have an email or anything you wanted to give out, or if not, that's fine.
No, I haven't actually set up the email on the spacies.com.au website at the moment.
No worries. I'll give them mine.
Leave a message on, or just leave a message from me on your.
Yeah, if you want to
podcast.
contact John about
Just
anything,
it'll be up. It'll be up
gmail.com.
very shortly.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, playituppodcast@gmail.com or Shaun Ruland @hotmail.com.au. It's a weird one, it has to have a .au. So SHAUNRUHLAND.com.au. And if you want to contact Johnny, just harass him on Facebook. Look up Johnny Bonde.
0416.
For a good time, call Johnny. Yeah, sweet, awesome. Thanks for having us.
No worries,
John,
thanks for coming, guys.
Happy birthday, mate.
A few days ago.
A few days ago,
Long
we're
and
celebrating
true, but
today.
60 years old.
60 bite me.
I'm not going to ask the real age. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm 47.
Yeah, nice. 47, mate. Oh, 60, in a little bit.
3 more years I'll go into one of those special retirement places.
Oh, you
Cheap
beauty.
living.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
What are they called? Early retirement? I don't know.
We'll have to look it up.
Mature age, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Nah, nothing mature about us.
No. Oh,
Anyway.
no, God, no. I still drink like I made it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Shaun.
No worries, man. Yeah, is there anything else you want to say? Or...
No.
I'm in the way.
Nothing at all.
Thank you, guys.